Alright, I am Zanazli and you are watching Fat Bidin Knows Everything because I do know everything. And I hope you're coming from the first episode last week and you're watching now the second episode because you watched the first episode and you're thinking, there probably is something here and you want to continue watching because it's going to be beneficial for you. I hope lah. So last week we talked about Zakir Naik, right? And racism in Malaysia and all that. Now this week, the main thing that I want to talk about, I think it has to do with racism too. And you've heard of the boycott that has been called by, if you read in the media, irresponsible groups. They're calling for a boycott of all non-Muslim products. Now, who would call for a boycott of non-Muslim products if not Muslims, right? And in Malaysia, if you're talking about Muslims, who are they? Most probably the Malays. Now, if you go online, on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, people are trying to ask Malaysians to boycott all of these non-Muslim products because they are saying that you need to promote Muslim products. Everything needs to be Sharia compliant. They need to support their fellow Muslims. This is very, very, I guess, exclusive. And it sounds so racist. This is a very bizarre boycott. Why do you want to boycott non-Muslim products? I mean, the intention just reeks of racism, just reeks of hate, and just reeks of, I don't know, I don't like it. I think it's wrong, right? We're all Malaysians. You hurt one part of Malaysia, you're going to hurt the whole of Malaysia. And this just goes to prove that what I was saying last week, in my episode last week, Malaysians are just continuously harping on racial problems, racial and religious problems. If you boycott Malaysian businesses that are non-Muslim, you're going to hurt the Malaysian economy. We're not a big economy, we're not a big country, we're so small. We have to support each other. I think that the current government, leaders in the government, should come out and outrightly condemn this boycott. Like for example, PAS is a big proponent of this boycott. They're saying that it's okay and that it's actually the open economy and hence it will do the economy good by boycotting. I don't know. I think that's wrong. And the leaders, okay, we've got some leaders who have come up and already spoken out against it. Mahathir, the Prime Minister, has spoken out against it. Lim Guan Eng has come out and spoken about. Many people have come up to speak against it. But you've got these opposition politicians who are just pushing it. When is Malaysia ever going to move forward if we're still harping about which race is better and who is, who has the right religion and who has the wrong religion? Everything we do is based on that right now. Now let me ask you a question, especially to those people who are supporting this boycott. If you're going to boycott all non-Muslim products, right, why is the boycott being called on, the campaign is being called on Facebook? Don't you realize who owns Facebook? Right? Mark Zuckerberg, right? Isn't Mark Zuckerberg like Jewish? Isn't that Zuckerberg name a Jewish name? Now, do you not watch Astro or the media in any way? Any of the media platforms like Astro, one of the most watched media platforms in Malaysia. Did you know that it's owned by Nanda Krishnan, who is an Indian and a non-Muslim, right? Do you not fly around the country or even overseas, right? On Air Asia, which is again owned by a non-Muslim, Malaysian, right? Let me tell you, this country will be crippled if the non-Muslims are not involved, right? We need to be inclusive of everybody. Nobody is better than the other person. I don't know what they're trying to actually achieve with this boycott. So I would say no to the boycott. You know, I want you to find out who owns Spritzer, Muslim or non-Muslim. Do you watch Hollywood movies? Do you watch Avengers? Do you watch Spider-Man? Do you watch Iron Man? All these movies are produced by who? All Muslims, is it? Stupid, you know. Sometimes people are just so stupid and so ignorant, right? I hope this boycott doesn't last or doesn't pick up. The Minister of Trade, Saifuddin, mentioned that the boycott, ever since the boycott was called, it hasn't really affected the economy. Okay lah, fine, if it's not even affecting the economy, but the main point is that we're still harping on about race and religion when we should already be moving forward and talking about so many other things. There's so many other things worth talking about. Corruption is one. Are we following Najib Razak's trial, the 1MDB trial, which is hot going on right now? Are we talking about cost of living? Are we talking about employment? Are we talking about education? You know, there's so many elements to the country, but we can't move on if we don't settle this race issue, right? A lot of people feel that, hey, because of this race issue, we're not focusing on the what they call bread and butter issues, right? Like the economy, education, and employment and all that. And we should forget about all these religious issues and concentrate on the bread and butter issues. But as I have written in my column Malaysia Kini last Friday, everything in Malaysia is tainted by race and religion. And if you do want to talk about the bread and butter issues, you can't really talk about it properly if you do not address the racial and religious tension that is rife in the country, right? We need to solve that first before we can solve anything. This is the base of all problems, we really need to solve it, or at least we still need. Okay, fine, I agree, we still need to also focus on the bread and butter issues, but it should go on simultaneously or consistently or concurrently when the government is also trying hard to solve the racial issues. And how is the government really trying to solve the racial and religious issues in Malaysia? You know what I mean? Like I said in the first episode also, it's so ingrained in us. This racist system is in our governmental system already, in our administrative system. It's so ingrained in us that we cannot move forward if we do not actually change the system. Now we voted in a new government and they're supposed to change it, but it's taking so long. Why government? Can't you speed it up? Actually, even the political parties that are forming the government, that have formed the government right now, so they also are spreading out political rhetoric, racial rhetoric and racial. They're playing the racial card also It's like nothing different than previous administration, or maybe a little bit different, but for the most part, when it comes to race and religion, it's still the same issue that they're harping on. And I sometimes it just makes me really pessimistic. And I don't know if this is going to actually be solved. But I think we just need to continually fight against it. We cannot let groups that are calling for this, groups that are like this are calling for all these kind of stupid boycotts and racist boycotts to get away with it, and we constantly have to talk about it and counter it and negate it, so that at least the voice of reason and moderation is still loud, right? I guess that's it for this episode. It's just a full-on rant. I don't know if I've provided any solutions, but if you have any solutions, please comment and let me know what you think. I don't know, do you like this video or you don't like this video? Just give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Share this video if you want. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, of course, if you want to get more stuff from Fat Bidin. Of course, you can follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on everything. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, of course. You can just follow all these social media platforms. The handle is @FatBidin, or you can go to fatbidin.com to get everything. Yo, you know what you can do? You can help me out. Feed my kids. I've got 2 kids with another one on the way. I need cash, especially when the economy is so bad. So, you know, you can always go to the Fat Bidin store and buy my merchandise. I've got books for sale. Look, I've got this great book. It's Journal Dad. It's Chronicles of a Journalist Who Just Happens to Be a Father. It's stories about me being a journalist and a father. I've got this one, Zan Azli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking. This is a book I wrote with my buddy Chun. He's a DOP, I'm a director. We wrote a book about how you can make independent films. I've got a graphic novel. Look, graphic novel, non-fiction. It's all about my time in Afghanistan. It's called Adventures of a Khailite in Afghanistan. I've got a non-fiction novel, Operation Nasi Kerabu. This is about my time shooting a documentary in southern Thailand about the war there. And look at this, Liberal Malay and Malaysian. Ooh. Now this is a compilation of articles that I wrote for the Malaysian Insider many years ago. Yeah, it's really good, right? So go to the Fat Bidin store, purchase them. They're cheap. If you buy it on that store, I'll make sure I'll sign it, make it out to you, and write a personal message. So help me feed my kids.